Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing the question answers, that questions I gave previous day, and I hope the syllabus is clear now with you all. So I gave total 5 questions. I have the questions with me. I hope you all have written the answers. The first question that starts with definition of the following terms. There are 5 definitions total I gave. Definitions already there are in the book or the notes that are given. Those who do not have book, they are having those downloads, I guess, where in the study material during the teaching I already gave those. So first definition is atom. Then also once again I am telling you the answers. I hope you all have written down, so you can sit for the corrections. So first definition is atoms. So atoms are the smallest particle of an element. They may atoms are the smallest particles of the elements which may or may not exist independently, but atoms are neutral always. So that's the definition. Second is molecules. Molecules are the smallest particle of a substance or a compounds which exist independently. Third is radicals. Radicals are the charged particles. It can be charged particles of an atom or charged particles of a group of atoms, and also known as ions, which remains in a solution form or exist in a combined state. Radicals does not exist independently, or radicals do not exist independently. Fourth is valency. Valency is the combining capacity of an element of or radical, or it is the number of hydrogen atom with which it reacts or number of hydrogen atom with which it displaces. It's called its valency. Final is periodic table. Periodic table is the tabular arrangement of the elements till now, all the elements present in the universe, where the horizontal rows are called periods and vertical columns are called groups. Or you can write it is the arrangement of 118 elements in a scientific, systematic, in a tabular manner, where the horizontal rows are called period and vertical columns are called groups. So that's the periodic table. So these are the 5 definitions that I gave. Question number 2 is write the names of the elements present in the following compound. See, in this question you are not asked to write the formula. What happens, many of you, when you see these names, what you all do, you start writing the formulas. Here you need to write the names, and you don't need to write the symbols also. So do not write as NA, CL, not like this. You need to write in a word. When it is asked to write the name, you need to write the name. So first is common salt. So the elements present is sodium and chlorine. It's asked elements, not the radical. Again, just reminder, do not write chloride ion, sodium ion. It is not asked to write the ions. If you read once more the question, write the names of the elements present. So do not write Na plus, Cl minus, or sodium ion, chloride ion. Just write the name of the elements. So sodium and chlorine. Second is ammonia. Previously we had a discussion on this ammonia, ammonium, this thing. So ammonia is element's name will be nitrogen and hydrogen. Then sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is having hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen. See, if you cannot say in this way, what you can do in the RAF, you can write the formula, or there only you can write the formula. Like sulfuric acid, you write H2SO4, and then you write, and the name of the elements are hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen. Means what I am telling, do not leave the answer by writing only the formulas. Question number 2D is glucose. Glucose is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. These 3 elements. Why? The formula of the glucose is C6H12O6. Next is sodium hydroxide. What is another name of sodium hydroxide? Previous day we discussed caustic soda. So sodium hydroxide formula is NaOH. So the elements which are present here, sodium, oxygen and hydrogen. Then acetic acid. Acetic acid is made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. But acetic acid formula is very interesting. All the hydrogens are not written together. Like in glucose we write C6H12O6, means all 12 hydrogen in one place, or 6 in oxygen, or in H2SO4 write H2SO4, means 4 atoms of oxygen together. But in acetic acid we write CH3COOH. So there are total 4 hydrogen, but written in different way. This is written due to some structure matter that you will come to know later. And oxygen also, there are 2 atoms of oxygen. but we don't write that O2H, not in this way. We write CH3 COOH. So the name of the elements which are present there is carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Question number 3, what does each of the following represents? That means they are asking that each of the following, they are written certain formulas and some numbers are given at the beginning. So what they are actually showing. So 3A is 2CO2. 2 is given at the first, that means it is 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. Write in words, don't write 2 molecules of CO2. Write 2 molecules of TWO, 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. 1 at the first means nothing at the first means 1 molecule. 2 means 2, 3 means 3, N means N, so on. Question number B is 2H2S, that is 2 molecules of hydrogen sulfide. Interesting fact about hydrogen sulfide, also I said previous day that hydrogen sulfide has a rotten egg smell. So 2H2S means 2 molecules of hydrogen sulfide. 3 says 5H2SO4, that means 5 molecules of sulfuric acid. Do not write hydrogen sulfate. Many of you write hydrogen sulfate. H2SO4 is not hydrogen sulfate, it's sulfuric acid. Then 3D is 6NaNO3, that means 6 molecules of sodium nitrate. Question number 4, write the symbols and the valences of the following radicals. So first you need to write the symbols and then valency. So again to remind that valency is a whole number. It's not positive, it will not be having any positive or negative charge on it. It will just be a number. And when you are writing symbol, there you put the charge correctly. So magnesium ion, first question, magnesium ion means Mg2+. So Mg2+ or +2, that will be as superscript. And the valency is only 2. There you don't write 2+. You can make a table. If this question comes, you can make a table. One side you write it is asked that symbol. So one side you write the symbol, another side you write the valency. So it will be easy for you to write. So Mg2+ is the symbol. Valency is only 2. Don't write +2. Only 2. Next is ammonium. See, ammonium confusion. Previous question we got ammonia as a compound. Here we are getting ammonium as an ion. So ammonium is NH4+. So NH4+, +1 or only plus you can give, as it is 1+. And the valency is 1. Now this plus sign will be at the superscript and valency is only 1. Similarly, rest all. Carbonate, CO3, 3 is in the subscript, 2-. 2- the charge, valency is 2. Nitrate, NO3, 1-, valency is 1. Oxide, O at the top, 2-. O at the superscript, 2-, valency is 2. Oxygen is divalent. Bisulfate, HSO4, 1- or HSO4 -1. Valency is 1. Aluminium ion, Al3+, valency is 3, just 3, not plus, not minus. So Al3+, 3+ will be at the superscript and valency is 3. Next is name the following radicals. So name the following radicals means there you no need to mention the 2-, 3- in bracket. Just you will write the name. So question number 5 is also 2-. So the name is sulfate ion. Now spelling of sulfate in many books you will find PHATE, and some cases it is written as FATE. Both are correct. So sulfate ion. You need to write ion beside. No need to mention the valency, but you need to write the ion. So sulfate ion. Then B is HCO3-. Answer is hydrogen carbonate ion or bicarbonate ion. Both the answers are correct. Hydrogen carbonate ion or bicarbonate ion. Next is OH1-. Hydroxyl ion. Many of you write hydroxide ion, that is also accepted. I suggest hydroxyl ion, XYL. Then Cr2O7 2-, that is dichromate ion. This is a colored anion. The color generally it comes as orange. Remember this one, that's why potassium dichromate is orange in color. So dichromate ion. These anions are just we saw, sulfate, bicarbonate, hydroxyl or hydroxide ion. They are actually colorless. Their solid samples are white and solution is colorless. But dichromate is a colored anion, orange color generally. So Cr2SO 2 minus is dichromate. So these are certain questions. So I'm discussing, it will be easy for you to understand. If I only give you the answers, then you will only read or you will not read. But if I discuss, it will be easy for you to take also. And if you listen to the discussion properly, you no need to read or no need to give much effort. We'll be stuck to this chapter only. See you in the next week with the discussions. I'm thinking to revise the old chapters once again, because we are now becoming very much monotonous with this chapter only. This is there, we are doing exercise. I'll be taking a test also maybe in between. I'll give a question paper as we used to do the revision test, and then you need to write those answers. You keep preparing this chapter for the test. Maybe after a week I'll give you a revision test on this chapter. Okay then, take care of yourself and bye.